Hi, my name's James. This is a three-part series on how to make kombucha tea. Today, part one, we're going to go over all the ingredients needed to make kombucha tea. Now, the most important ingredient in kombucha tea is the SCOBY. Now, what exactly is a SCOBY? A SCOBY is a living organism, and it looks like a pancake when it's fully grown. It's an acronym for a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And why is it also, another reason why it's also important is because you cannot ferment tea without a SCOBY. Problem is, I don't actually have a SCOBY with me. So we're going to go over the process on how to create a SCOBY with the ingredients I have here. What you need to start off with is some organic green tea, organic raw cane sugar, distilled water, and some kombucha tea for a starter. Now, I have purchased this at a local grocery store. It is raw, unflavored. We do not want the ones with fruit juices or anything of that nature because they just add contaminants and other impurities to the process. So next, what we're going to do is actually put all these ingredients together and start the process. The first step is to bring to boil 50 ounces of distilled water. As you can see here, the water is boiling, and I am going to turn it off and add 6 tea bags to the water. Without it catching on fire, of course. Because that would be very fun. And we're going to let the tea steep for about 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. And then we will add the 3.12 ounces of sugar to the tea. So we'll be back in a few moments. Okay, now about 20 minutes have gone by. I'm going to take out the tea bags. Let them shake here. And I'm going to add 3.12 ounces of the organic raw sugar to the hot tea. Let it stir up. So basically, we're just making tea at this point. Now, what you want to do is let this tea cool before we add the kombucha. So I'm going to take it off the heat. It needs to get to room temperature. If it's too hot, it will destroy the SCOBY, or the living organisms that we're going to try to create. You also want to make sure your kombucha is room temperature. When you purchase it at the store, it's usually in the refrigerated section. You want to let it get to room temperature naturally. So we're going to let the tea cool, and then we're going to add the kombucha to the tea and place it inside of a glass container to let it ferment. So we'll be back shortly to combine the tea with the kombucha. Now that we have our room temperature brewed tea, 50 ounces, we're going to place this tea into our glass jar. And hopefully I won't make a mess. Now, along with this brewed tea, I'm going to add 10 ounces of our original raw, unflavored kombucha. The fizz is a good sign. Ooh, it's fizzy. We're just going to pour it straight into here, maybe a little swirl, because the sediment, the actual SCOBY that's part of this is settles at the bottom. You don't want to shake it, just give it a nice swirl to get it moving, to get them all up everywhere. You just pour it right into here. And then we want to cover this beautiful starter. If you look closely, you can see little floaties in here. Those are the SCOBY pieces that will grow into a full-grown SCOBY. And what's going to happen is in about 2 weeks or so, the fermentation process takes about that long, it's going to produce a film. It's going to look a little pancakey. It's going to start off with a nice little film on it and then eventually grow thicker. And then this is going to turn into kombucha tea. The SCOBYs that are in here are going to feed off of the sugar and teas and produce the SCOBY. So we're going to cover it. You can cover it with cheesecloth. I just use a clean dishcloth. It needs to be breathable. I just seal it with a little rubber band to make sure no other dust, other contaminants get in here. And you just place it on the counter away undisturbed, and you leave it for about 2 weeks. We'll be coming back to this in a little while to see how it's doing. And then once it's done, we will have about 60 ounces of kombucha tea that we can then use to make a full batch of kombucha tea, and then you can just keep on going from there. And I will go into those details later. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to enter them into the comments. Please like and subscribe to this video on my channel, so you'll be updated on when the new videos are posted. Thank you.